In this video, I will be showing you how you can grow a gaming channel on YouTube from someone who is actually successful at YouTube. As you guys can see, I have 2 silver plaques on the wall. So let's go ahead and hop right into this. Many people ask me if it's too late to grow a gaming channel, if it's too saturated on YouTube. The truth is, it's actually not. If anything, nowadays it's better to grow a gaming channel than what it was before. Before, the YouTube algorithm was where pretty much you had to upload a ton of content in order to get discovered. Today, now it's mainly based around quality than it is about quantity and how many subscribers you have. Now, YouTube doesn't focus on how many subscribers you have or how many videos you upload. They focus on how quality based is your video. There's countless examples of YouTube channels, especially in the gaming niche, has blown up in the last 12 months. And so there's really no excuse for hopping into this industry right now and getting started, especially in 2020. However, you still need to figure out how can you stand out on YouTube. So unlike most YouTube videos out there saying, oh, you gotta stand out in the most cliche thing ever, I'm actually gonna give you real practical ways to stand out on YouTube, especially in the gaming industry, to get yourself out there and grow fast. The first thing we need to talk about is finding your main niche. Don't just focus on general gaming content. What I mean by this is you upload a video one day about Call of Duty, the next day you're uploading a Fortnite video. That is not how you grow. You cannot jump from game to game to game like that. You really have to solely focus on one game. And so that's why I always recommend to people not just focus on one game, but if you really want to grow, you gotta figure out your goals. But if you really want to grow fast, you need to make sure the game is relevant. And that's not what a lot of people like to hear. A lot of people believe that they can just be successful on YouTube from one specific game, but the truth is, if no one is searching for that game anymore, if no one is really enjoying that game anymore, the truth is you're probably not gonna get discovered. And so that's why you gotta make sure there's still a ton of people searching for that game and watching that game in order to get yourself out there. Now, if you enjoy 2 different games, that's totally fine, but what I would recommend to you guys is create 2 different YouTube channels for those games. Have one maybe in the Fortnite niche for one YouTube channel, and then have another YouTube channel in Call of Duty. It depends on what games you're into, but do not put them on one channel. It does not help you grow. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on my computer so I can show you guys how to figure out if a game is relevant and if you should hop on it. Okay, so when you're trying to figure out if a game is relevant, the first thing you want to go ahead and do is go on a thing called Google Trends. Now, on Google Trends, we're gonna be comparing different games, so you could figure out which games do you like playing, and then you can go ahead and put this into Google Trends and figure out which one is the most relevant, and then go for that one. So right here, we can go ahead and say Fortnite, because obviously that's a relevant game that I think most people are interested in, and then you can go ahead and see right here next to it, there's an area where it says compare. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Minecraft, because that's another big game, and we can go ahead and look at the chart to see how relevant it is now. And as you guys can see right here, it pretty much is at the same level of relevancy right now. And so what I would do is it really wouldn't matter which one I went into, as long as I picked the one I would probably enjoy the most. Because the truth is, if it's the same relevancy, you're not gonna lose anything out of that. And so the main idea is to go ahead and pick one that is the most relevant, just because if it's the most relevant, that means most likely you'll get as many views as possible on that piece of content. And I know a lot of YouTubers, they stop and they can't really make a career off of YouTube unless there's a lot of views on the line. And so that's why I always recommend go for the game that has the most views and relevancy on it. Okay, the next thing you want to do is figure out a sub niche to go into. So look, just going into Fortnite, let's just say that's the game you decide to niche down to, just going into that niche alone is not going to help you. You have to even go way more narrow than that. So a sub niche is pretty much things like tips and tricks, or you go into mainly making videos around, you know, Fortnite news, Fortnite game news. Obviously, if you're not going into Fortnite, you would just replace it with Call of Duty news. You get the whole point. You want to be known for something, and you don't really want to go all over the place. You kind of want to narrow yourself down even more. That's the way you really stand out on YouTube. Some of the sub niches that you could go into is stuff like Fortnite glitches or hacks, Fortnite tips and tricks, Fortnite game news, Fortnite compilation videos, you name it, there's a lot of them out there. I know some YouTubers who mainly focus on doing things like the Fortnite mobile game, and that's how they blew up. And so if you really think about it, it really is just narrowing yourself down even more than just playing Fortnite 155 episodes. You really have to narrow yourself even more. The next thing I wanted to talk about was a gaming setup. Now, what I've noticed is a lot of YouTubers, especially in the gaming industry, a lot of you guys quickly try to spend a ton of money on gaming setups. The truth is, you're going to figure out quickly that when you spend that amount of money and then you upload your first few videos and you only get 5 views, it's gonna destroy you. And so what I really highly recommend is you don't need to have all out expensive gear. And yes, I know that in the background you can see I have some stuff stuff, you guys know that I have a pretty decent setup. But what I want you guys to realize is that setup did not happen overnight. This setup is a ton of gear that's been accumulated probably in the last 6 years of my life. And so being a YouTuber is not about the equipment. Being a YouTuber is about just using what you have at your disposal and making the best of it. There's so many YouTube channels that blew up on YouTube that had probably the poorest quality I've seen. Now, obviously what I really recommend for you guys is to get the basic equipment that's necessary to be successful. And what I mean by basic equipment, there's some things like a specific microphones that you can get that's on a budget, and I really recommend those. If you guys are interested in what type of equipment I recommend for basics for people on a budget, I will have a link down below in the description so you can go ahead and check it out if you are interested in getting it. Let me go ahead and put this in perspective for you guys. When I was 11 years old, I uploaded a YouTube video. It was one of my first YouTube videos actually, and the video was mainly around me teaching people how to install a plugin for their Minecraft game. And guess what, guys? That got 8,000 views. Now, do you guys want to know how bad the quality was? Let me go ahead and play my first video so you guys can see how bad it was.
Today I'm going to show you a bucket plugin tutorial on CTF, and some people wanted me to do this because some of the videos was really hard to understand. So I'm going to show you a few of how to do this.
You guys can see I'm honestly cringing at how awkward I was. And dude, you can hear the laptop. I was using a laptop. You can hear literally the fan in the background. Now, of course, I don't recommend you guys to record with a massive fan in the background. Probably should not have that. But my whole point was that got 8,000 views. The point is, you do not need a crazy setup to become successful. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is building a group. Now, one of the things I've learned in my career on YouTube was that having a mastermind, having a close group of friends that are YouTubers and like-minded is key. When I really wanted to take YouTube seriously, when I really wanted to level up my game, I was 16. At 16 years old, I found my way into a group of other YouTubers. Those YouTubers, there's maybe about 7 YouTubers I believe in that group. All of them had at least 500,000 subscribers. Guess what? I only had 10,000. The way I got into this group was I offered my services for free in order to learn from these people. And so I would edit videos for some of these YouTubers for free in exchange to be in calls that we would always get into every other day. And so my whole point is that during this process, that's allowed me to learn from other YouTubers, and it allowed me to stay motivated and push myself to get out there more. A lot of YouTubers quit because they don't have someone driving them, someone motivating them to keep getting after it. So one thing I recommend for you guys is if you guys are trying to get into a group of other YouTubers, go ahead and comment below to this video. Comment below and say, hey guys, I'm looking for some other people to collab with or be friends or grow on YouTube with. You know, just go ahead and comment down below, guys. Like, all you guys need to interact down below. However, please don't say, oh, subscribe to me, please. That doesn't work. Please don't do that. I don't want my comment section to be spammy, so if you do that, I'm blocking you. Now, if you guys want to learn tactics of how to actually grow on YouTube, like algorithm tactics, go ahead and watch this other video about algorithm hacks that I went ahead and went over. It's a 13-minute long video. I broke down everything you need to know, guys, on how to go ahead and hack the algorithm. Until then, make sure you subscribe and like this video if you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.